I mean, it's really, I was just shocked. I thought first it was a mouse sleep or something, but then I realized it's a very strong tactics, yeah.
These were the opening moves of Vladimir Kramnik with the white pieces, playing a Najdorf defence against Daniel Naroditsky. Or Danya plays the Najdorf, should I say. What an aggressive game. Stunning move from Danya here. So good that Kramnik starts using this as evidence of Danya's chess cheating in 2024. Absolutely farcical. I encourage you not to watch that terrible video, but let's enjoy this stunning game of chess here from Danya with black. So we get bishop c4 on the board. Now e6 blunts the way there. The shaven Indian pawn structure. Very few people can pronounce it as well as that. And now we see bishop e3. This is a seriously aggressive game. Danya kicking back the bishop and now queen c7. Both players fighting with fire here. That one defending the center. And after bishop e7, look at Kramnik chucking the kitchen sink at Danya. Wants to take his head off, but before he can, Danya goes for the plate. Weakens some squares, but drives back this pony. Now he goes pawn h6, taking control of g5 and i5, and h4 looks natural, but Kramnik takes a timeout. Goes pawn to c3, looking to use that c file as well. We get captures, knight takes back, knight bd7, and here comes the master blaster, eyeing Danya's queen, so he defends with this pony. The bishop now hit, and this is a really cool line, because bishop c2 comes to my mind, right? Maybe bishop c4, but not check, which was played in the game. Because hang on, can't Danya take? Well, no, you open up the x-ray now, but not because you're going to take back here or that kind of thing. Looks natural. Very well done if you saw the move of knight d5. That is awesome because the queen attacked twice, and if you check, you can go b4, drive it back, jump in, win an exchange. White good here. You can get the knight out, plus the one on a4 is hanging. Not good. So we come back. This one wasn't touched. Instead, bishop d7. Takes with check now played. Queen recaptures and b4. Really nice position here for Vladimir Kramnik. Never fianchetto your knight. Very, very ugly. Reminiscent of the Shirov-Kasparov game in which Shirov got crushed with a knight on b7. But a3 is now good, or castles, then a3. Because although a4 looks aggressive here, actually you want to maintain this structure and kill the knight, stop all its forward advances. But now you give black new options. So castles was played first by both players. No king safety fist bump, exploded out, not between these guys. Now rook fc8 played and queen e2. Connects those rooks, very natural. Rook c7 in response, prepares to stack, so Kramnik does play the best move now, b5, taking space, hopping, kicking back the rook, but this knight let out the box like a jack in the box now. Watch how it springs forward. Rook fd1 centralizes, eyes the queen. Now Danya maneuvers, and how he starts taking over the game here. Really, really exceptional. So to start with, we see Kramnik not playing the first line, knight a7, very weird move. He goes bishop d4, but now you can see black's doing well because knight a5 comes, looks at the light squares, so Kramnik slides to cover, and now bishop g5. All of Danya's pieces just start flowing into the attack here. The rook saves itself, knight c4 looks at some tender squares, so Kramnik slides back. Covers, but now bishop f4. It's an absolute party on the dark squares here. Bishop f2 played, opens the rook, but queen e7. It's coming to join the attack. Rook d4 hits the knight. Centralized, very aggressive outpost. Bishop g3 tries to cover, and we don't see captures. Why plugged the hole on f4? King g2 looks very snugly. So queen f6 played instead. Now king g2, covering that backwards pawn. Very miserable. And after knight g6, Danya having some fun, and there's a tactical problem here. You have to actually play rook to d3, but that is tough to spot, the subtlety of that in blitz chess. Instead, Kramnik doubles the rooks here, really natural, but now there's a great move. Danya finds it, it's bishop to e5, hitting the rook. And if you play the very natural rook d3, there's simply not enough defenders of that knight. So you can crash through like this, And now black is simply a piece ahead, completely winning. And coming back, if you capture, now pawn takes, double problem. Rook hanging, and if you move it somewhere, then there's knight f4, check, and you win the queen. It's lasagna. So we come back here, none of those moves played. Instead, queen e3, you have to simply sack the exchange. Now it's taken, rook takes back, rook c6, defends, and it looks like there's not enough defenders. You know, can't Kramnik crash through? This didn't happen. Why not? There's this brilliant move, e5. You open the queen to laterally attack, that bishop's about to drop, and you can't move it in time or the rook drops. Double problem, this is why you can't take. So instead, we see f4 from Kramnik. It's weakening but aggressive. Watch how he goes for counterplay. Very nice with e5. Creates himself this outpost, and now after queen e7, here comes the knight, a real tour de horse. It lands on this square here after knight c7, knight e to d6. There's an octopus that Stoctopus can be proud of. Danya saves the rook, queen d3, hits that one, saved, and now after knight e4 from Kramnik, tactically defending the pawn because he hits the rook. If you take, win back the exchange. Lovely jubbly. This is where Danya just unleashes this attacking whirlwind. This is awesome. Low on time. He takes on b5 here, hits the rook. So if you take mine, I take yours. Black is fine. So Kramnik goes for this sneaky move, rook d7. Then he wants to take here, or even take here, win an exchange. If you go queen f8, Danya's got some problems, but no. He comes up with the absolutely incredible, do pause if you want to look for it, move, and it is queen h4 check. What a move.
I mean, it's really, I was just shocked. I thought first it was a mouse sleep or something, but then I realized it's a very strong tactics, yeah.
Now, if you come back here, you take on g4, and the point is, if white takes the hanging rook, now there's knight f4 check. Bishop's pinned, you can't therefore take, and the queen's about to drop when the king moves away. So we saw the move played of bishop takes. You had to do it, but it now allows this check. You've been distracted from the defense. King goes, queen drops, and now again, we don't see takes. Then takes, you hit the rook, Danya just on top of everything. So instead, rook takes was played, and now the icing on the cake here, the cherry on top, we see rook takes on e5, take my knight, I take yours, and after king f4, there's rook d5. This is really nice, mastery of the tactics, takes, and you hit both knights. So yes, yours drops. This is then a one endgame though, exchange to the good, extra pawn. We come back here because rook b3 was played, going for the pin and win, but now this one checks. Danya just killing it here, absolute mastery of a game. King goes, takes the pawn, and he's an entire rook ahead. Kramnik lets the clock run down or resigns, one or the other. Danya takes it home. Absolutely love that game. And obviously we stand with Danya here on this nonsense that's going on right now. Hope you enjoyed this one. Check out the video on screen. I'm on the road, by the way, as you can see, so less edits this week, I'm afraid, but I'll do my best to get some videos up. Thanks a lot for watching and see you soon. Cheers.